Rick Ramirez, also known as Rick's 2 Cents, along with my fellow co-host Steve from Steve Makes Everything.
Howdy, guys.
And Roger from Roger's Shop.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello, hello. See a decent amount of people ready and live. Thank you for joining.
Might be a little background noise here. I do have one 3D printer running. Normally, I try to keep them off while we're doing this live stream. But
so Roger, you need to get a bunch of these H2Ds. These things are silent. Like I run the thing all the time in my shop, and I have to look over to see if it's still running.
Well, my X1Cs are actually very quiet too, but that's not what's running. What's running, and dare I say, it's a Creality printer.
Yeah.
You got Ender 3 V3 SC running over there. And what are we making? We're making lizards.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my granddaughter has a show this weekend coming up, and she needed a bunch more lizards. They're hot sellers. People just love them.
Santa's Laser Grip. So hello everyone, 3 minutes early. What the heck? So
I noticed he had his dogs in the shop with him there this week. So
what don't they say that the early bird gets worms? Oh no, that ain't quite right.
Gets worms.
Yeah,
Steve
it's the Roadcaster,
like
Roger.
Sponsor. A NASCAR sponsor with my sponsorship behind me.
You gonna start changing hats during the
No. But the PW and CNC will actually be here in like 3 weeks.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's pretty cool. The one thing that I was like the one fitting out has like the 3 support structure.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that. So to me, it kind of looks like, without seeing it in person, it looks like a what's the one Andy has?
Avid?
No, the one he's pushing.
I thought he was pushing an Avid.
No, it's the opposite one that we have. It's like the not alt mill, but
Shapeoko.
It looks like a Shapeoko on steroids. So I think what it is that no matter, I kind of put a video out there. It says, what's the common denominator? And it's like, no matter what kind of CNC you're using, most times it has a PW and CNC rotary on it, right? So I think what they've done is they're like refining their rotary tool to work in all these CNCs. So they've built every single manufacturer CNC before, because they test fit everything and they try it out. So by having a manufacturer literally take apart and assemble products, every product, they know the flaws. So when they come out with their own, they've tested everyone's. So I think that may be a competitive advantage. And the other thing I think it's a competitive advantage is that, like the 150 CNC, I'm not talking smack, but like Canada's not showing us love these days. I mean, it took almost a year to get here, right?
We try, man, but
almost a year to get here, and no one's fault but our own. And I say our own because it's our country. There's tariffs. So when you're buying any product from overseas, these tariffs are going to become an issue. So
yeah, so from the outside of all of that, you have to understand how much paperwork there is involved now to ship something into the US. Like it's crazy. Like I know a lot of guys just don't ship things to the US, and I really don't anymore either until all of this gets sorted out, because it's just too messy.
Well, I just ordered 1,000 more coasters from AliExpress. I'm waiting to see how long it takes to get here and how much problems there's going to be.
Yeah, so the point of me saying all that was that their CNC is going to be made here in the United States, and you're looking at like a 4 or 5 week ship time. So to me, that's insane.
I don't know why. I waited. Like, I didn't have the international boundary issues when I ordered both of my Onefinities, and it still took a long time. It's like they don't have any inventory.
Well, it may be, and I can refer back to John Deere, because I used to do a lot of work with John Deere when I was in the trade. Like if you want a combine, want to buy a John Deere combine, that's not stock on some dealer's floor.
Yeah.
It's made to order. Every one of them, they do not build it until it's sold. Same with the big tractors. They don't build them until they're sold.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to hold up while they're waiting to sell it, right?
Because if you're looking at the big combine with the header and everything on it, you're looking at $750,000. Well, they're not going to just sit on that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I get it to an extent, but you got to think about it this way. Let's just like realistically, we know majority of the parts that in those cases, they're being manufactured overseas, right? So their profit margin is pretty decent. So you tell me that you're gonna literally wait for a customer to order something for you to manufacture it, like that's just ridiculous. You can't shell out 15 grand and get something a year later. To me, that's just unacceptable. There has to be change. And then on top of that, with all these tariffs, if the price is going to go up, let's say $3,500, that's even worse. Because everyone always talks ROI, like what's your return on your investment, right? And even if, let's just say, you don't necessarily do CNC, or maybe even if let's say you don't do CNCs, so you're successful at doing something else. So your other products are basically going to carry that debt, right? And you're expected to pay it off eventually, right? I'm not saying you're swiping on a credit card. I'm saying you're self-financing it. Well, you're self-financing it for a year before you even get it. And then you got to learn it, and then you got to use it. So that's a big investment before you get any of your money back.
Yeah, although these guys building, they might assemble them in the US, but I guarantee you the parts aren't made there.
Right, but what I'm saying is that if someone's having something made outside the US and they have it in their warehouse, stocked.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think they're talking like 4 weeks, 5 weeks to ship out time.
Yeah. See, I think all of these delays are only going to get worse because no one's going to want to stock anything right now. And it doesn't matter what country you're in because of all this global economic instability, right? Nobody wants to stock anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Even at my job, like they literally told me, like, Rick, no one gets in trouble for spending too much money. You get in trouble if you don't spend all your money on your budget. So double your orders just in case something doesn't show up. I'm like, you're talking hundreds of thousands. They're like, I know.
And that's very, very common. That is so common in the corporate world. You have a budget for something, you have to spend it, or you kind of get in trouble for not spending it.
Right.
Or when the next fiscal year comes, you won't get as much.
Yeah, because if you don't spend it, it makes the guy who did the budget at the beginning of the year look like an idiot, right? And then they accuse him of padding the budget.
Yeah. So
a lot of people listening might think that's crazy, but that's the way the corporate world works.
Yeah. That's the way governments work too.
Yeah. So it's definitely crazy, but crazy times, and basically what you said, Steve, that we're in shaky times and no one is safe from this. And then
it's just like it's so crazy right now.
So we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the CNC looks like. David has literally been in it, and it's been funny actually because he's been assembling it in his home garage. So I guess kind of more like how someone may actually purchase and use it, but they're not actually being published necessarily in the order you should be watching them. So it's kind of like what? So if you're following along and watching these videos, they may be a little unreferenced in order, so to speak. But I'm excited.
So what did you guys do this week, other than hang up your sign in the back there?
I've been doing a ton of work. I've been making some coins. I've been making some woodworkings. I've been busy. I cleaned up my shop. So
my shop is an ongoing mess. Every time I look at Santa's laser engraving shop there, it's like, well, my shop has never been that clean.
Mine was when I first built it.
Mine was a disaster. I told my wife, I was for like 3 days, I was just cleaning. I came down, I'm like, what do you think? She's like, what? You put that banner up? And I was like, are you really serious? I've been out here for 3 days.
I don't know. I guess I could say I cleaned my shop this week because I opened the overhead doors, got the leaf blower out, and blew everything out the door.
Yeah. I was making a wheeled cart for my my bamboo H2D, so now I can wheel it around if I have to.
Oh.
So awesome. now there's sawdust and wood chips everywhere, but
yeah, the Onefinity. exactly.
I
the
was
CNC
doing.
reflector.
I did some coins too this week, actually, for somebody.
Well, I like this. Early bird gets the worm. If you think about it, the worm was up early too, but it's the second mouse that gets the cheese. Now you got to think about that. That's a dad joke.
Yeah. My big achievement this week was this thing. This
Hold on. Just wait.
this is a simple doorstop, but this is TPU. Like, this is flexible. Really just a test to see, because I saw a lot of people having trouble on the bamboo printers with TPU. And
so you have to share what was the point of you making that?
Because my studio door doesn't stay open because there's foam on the back of it, so I had to make a doorstop. I had basically a can of spray air sitting there that was my doorstop, and my wife used to complain that 5 o'clock in the morning it was making too much noise on the hardwood floor. So I made this rubber doorstop, but it was more to test TPU. And this is exactly how it came off the printer. There wasn't a string on it. There was nothing. Like, this was amazing.
How long did it take?
When I've done TPU on mine, I haven't had a problem on the X1Cs. I haven't tried it. Well, I don't know that I tried on one of the
It just seemed
A1s, but
like a lot of people seem to be complaining about it.
What are they complaining about?
It's just hard to use.
well, TPU is not a beginner filament to start with.
No.
Looks like you're up, Roger.
Okay, so what's the breakage for 1,000 coasters, assuming slate? Probably no problem with cork or wood disc. On the 1,000 I just bought, they are actually neoprene, and they're going to be for sublimation. It's for an order for a bar because they're really, really cheap, and they wanted them really, really cheap, and people can stick them in their pocket easy. When I do buy 1,000 coasters, yeah, I probably get 2 or 3% breakage in there. You know, that goes along with ones that are just unusable because they're ugly. It happens, but when you buy it direct like that, they're cheap, so you can kind of absorb that.
And it's important that you mention that too, because like the realization, like, let's not be a Karen. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't get what you pay for, but like when you're buying that bulk, that's you just should accept some waste, right?
Well, the company I buy my slate coasters from through Alibaba, actually, they package them. Every 2 coasters are packaged in a little bubble wrap envelope thing.
Yeah.
Which drives you nuts when you're trying to make a bunch of them at once. But they're also good to repackage them to send them.
Right.
And I haven't had a problem with any breakage in shipping them.
Yeah. So I ordered 5,000 coasters, slate coasters. I still have them. And each one was individual bubble wrap from Alibaba, but I had one box that was missing like half a box.
Oh.
So it was ripped. It was like, first they said I was going to be short a box, and they returned it. Like you said, it's return to sender because the box is open, missing product. And then like a month later, it showed up in my house with like half of them missing. So I counted them and told them I'm missing X amount, and they just credited me.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I was fine with that.
Yeah, the neoprene ones I just ordered. I've done it a lot. We do a lot of those. It's all dye sublimation, heat press. I've never had any problem with them.
Yeah, I would have been upset if it looked like they didn't package it well. But it looked like somebody threw it out the back of a truck at 100 miles an hour. So I was kind of like, yeah, well.
The UPS guy rolling it out of the back of the truck.
It looked like it definitely looked like it took some tumbling. So I wasn't upset. Santa's Labor Engraving said companies use JIT just in time for manufacturing so they don't hold excessive inventory.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's changed so much, right? Like 10 years ago, there were warehouses full of parts for companies that manufactured things. Now they have nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's also why this Kickstarter is becoming so like mainstream.
Yeah, it's the overhead, right? It's the overhead of equipment, like the cost of manufacturing.
Yeah. I still think close to a year waiting on a product is a little excessive, though. There has to be.
Like I said, I bet it's going to get worse.
Yeah. And the spoiler alert and the teaser, like, here's a third rail. Great, I had no CNC. You know?
Well, they
Here's
give you a stiffy.
yeah, they gave you a stiffy, no CNC. No point intended, but you had a stiffy and you couldn't do anything with it. Chris said if you don't spend your budget, they'll cut your next budget.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, that's the government mentality.
Yeah, so crazy times. So Jim said late signing in engraving classes in the background.
Yeah, I've been exchanging a lot of email with Jim this week. Was having some trouble.
You know what I've been seeing lately that I haven't seen before is they look kind of like a diode laser setup, but it's like it almost looks like a punch, and they use it to engrave glass and like slate, rock, to like etch it. You know,
It's
what I'm
like a
talking about?
CNC.
Right, but it vibrates.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen one of those before. Like huge.
Yeah, it's the
like
same. It's
4x4,
just like
4x8.
an oscillating tool, right? It's the same. It's the same thing they use to cut casts off whenever you break your arm.
Well, if it vibrates, Rick, get your wife one of them.
Yeah. I'm not trying to replace myself.
Yeah, well, you were probably already redundant anyway. So.
Hey, Roger, how'd you like that 134 bending?
The what?
The 134 pipes.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky saw that. He goes, no, that's not how you're supposed to do it. Steve, so the joke is because in order to be a journeyman, you have to go to school for 4 years, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of unions that you can kind of pay $1,000 and they give the card to you. And that's a quick way to scale you out. But the problem is that you don't really know what the hell you're doing because you have the title. And that's okay for a guy who, let's say you've been in the trades for 25 years and you joined the union late in your years. But you've been doing it 25 years. You don't need 4 years of school. So if you did it, no one really know because you know your stuff. But the guy who doesn't, and he just paid for the card, so you see work like that.
See, now that don't fly here, not in our local.
Yeah.
That don't fly. I mean, if you want to come in and you can prove all your experience, yeah, you can get a card. But if you're coming in and you're young, let's say you're 19 years old, you come in and you want to buy your way in, you're not going to do it.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
that's probably a good thing, especially with electricity.
Yeah,
it should definitely be that way. Laser Engraving said it's only been finished for 3 weeks, so give me time.
Yeah.
When he showed it to us, it was just a piece of wood leaned against the laser. It still looks clean. But yeah.
It took me about 3 minutes to make mine dirty.
Oh, this will be for Steve here.
Hey, Tim. Bits. Oh, yes. When you're starting out, Tim, start with just cheapy so-called carbide bits off of Amazon because you're going to break them.
I got a whole shoebox full now.
Yeah.
all from Amazon. And I ordered, what is it? Bits, what's his name? He's a big YouTuber too, and he sells bits. I forget his name.
The Cutting It Close guy?
Yes. No, not Cutting It Close.
Because he sells bits too.
Yeah, he does sell bits as well. I bought these 3 bits that are Hogger bits. One's a Hogger. They're 3 different styles. Basically rough cutting bits, but be able to, and they're thicker bits, so you pretty much can't break them. I mean, you'd have to really.
Yeah, any of the like leveling bits and stuff, you're not going to break those. You might you probably stall your spindle before you break one of those.
Right.
But yeah, Tim, get yourself a leveling bit, a 1/4 inch end mill, an 1/8 inch end mill, a couple of ball nose type bits, and some V bits.
I basically bought 2 kits on Amazon. I was about, besides that flattening bit, which was expensive, about $125. for like,
Yeah.
I don't know, 20 bits. And if I would have bought like name brand bits, they're like what, $35 to $60 for one.
Oh, like if you're looking at well, geez, Jenny bits are actually not too bad. What the hell are the ones I use? Amana bits. Like a quarter-inch Amana bit's going to cost you $40. One.
Right, exactly.
And you can snap out.
Hello from South Maine. Hello. All right, Roger, you're up.
Okay, we have phone ringing in the background with a spam call, but anyway, Sam from Samcraft bought 1,000 select coasters. They shipped 1,050 for breakage. I think from breakage 4 to 5 were broken, but about 70 failed at its QC. Yeah, that about happens. And speaking of when you buy coasters in large quantities, I don't count them. I just trust. Maybe there's an overcount, maybe there's a little bit of undercount. When there's 1,000, I'm not going to stand there and count them.
Yeah, so that's the brand that I bought on Amazon.
Yeah, there's all kinds of them, and they all say they're carbide, but they don't last. Like if you put an Amana bit or a Jenny bit in, you can use that forever. There's a reason they pack these carbide bits on Amazon in packs of 5 because they don't last very long.
I can't say, hey, buy this brand because I know that they're any good. And that's why I bought them in the past. The only reason I chose to buy that brand is because other people's feedback. And we all know Amazon reviews can be totally bogus. So sometimes I click on the review and just to see, like, is it someone real? Like, if that person left a review for these bits and then later on left a review for some CA glue, then later on something, okay, well, they're probably legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
you're gonna make some bowls. That was a bowl bit,
yes,
wasn't it?
Yeah, I got all 3 different sizes. Yep. So I bought this bundle. It's like all different kinds of bowls and trays. So I'm gonna make a ton of that. This is that expensive bit that
those bowl bits. Incidentally, you can sharpen those yourself. Like, that thing would be expensive.
This was expensive. But I guess
get yourself a diamond file, a couple of fine diamond files, and you can like 3 swipes on one of those with a bit of buffing sanding compound or filing compound, and you can get those sharp again. Same with that leveling bit.
Yeah, so I got this big guy here too. Yeah, so like I said, just I wasn't trying to spend, $500 on 4 bits, especially because when you're first starting, I anticipated I'd be breaking them. So I just went the cheap Amazon route.
Yeah, when you put a $40 or $50 quarter-inch end mill in, I mean, it's an end mill, right? You put that in and it snaps in 2 in the first 5 minutes. It's definitely time for some tears.
Or to open some beers, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
How's that song go, Roger? There's some tears in my beers.
There's a tear in my beer. Old Hank Williams song.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim says he'll never ever use Kickstarter again. Must have had something go.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. So the Eufy Mate guys, they've delayed the E1 because they found some problem with some pressure pump in them, and so they're delaying till shipment till December now, maybe January. So Tim, I did ask them about, because I did get a production one, and their basic advice was keep an eye on it because mine hasn't been through this testing phase. So
you might be sending it back.
Well, maybe, or fixing it on site.
Yeah, but again, that's part of what we were talking about the other day. As an influencer, the products you receive may not necessarily be the finished product.
My original one I sent back.
Right. Well, even now though, you're still getting something so new that other people don't have. So that comes with the territory, right?
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, I guess. But it's kind of sucks that they're going to delay till February, but or till December. But I have a feeling they made like a million of these things, right? And now they got to open them all back up and fix them or check them at least. They said it's in 5 to 10% of the units they found on in production had this problem, and they want to change all the pumps in them. So
what was the problem? Just failure?
It's just some pressure pump that's leaking or something. It's causing leakage in the inside the printer. Well, so it's messy, right? But so I mean, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. It sucks that they're delaying, but I'd rather a company say, okay, rather than try and get some revenue right away, let's fix this problem, right?
100%.
Yeah, there'll be a whole lot less consumer backlash on the other end too. You know,
in the long run, yeah. I mean, in the short run, I mean, you got guys like Tim who, I don't know, Tim, when you ordered yours, but it was probably like July, and now you're waiting 6 months, right? So we're back to the 6 months problem again. But yeah, it you know, like I said, it's double-edged for sure.
Chris said, is there a new filament company doing Kickstarter on TPU type filament?
I don't know why you would take a filament to Kickstarter.
Unless it's gold. Sense. Unless it's gold filament.
Huh. Literally, they're trying to start a rebranding brand, and they don't have the money.
Yeah. Now, if it was a filament manufacturing machine, I'd be interested in it on Kickstarter, but not filament.
Well, Jim was asking if I accept visitors. I'd love to see your operation only about 1,000 miles away. Yes, I have had viewers come to the shop before.
Well, you know, you're not that far away, Jim. You're both in the same state.
Jim's in Illinois?
Yeah, he's in Joliet.
Oh,
that's not 1,000 miles. That's only like a little better 2 hours depending on traffic on 88.
Yeah, that's like 20 minutes from me.
There you go, Jim. Go on tour.
You come to my house, and then we can go to Roger's boat. There you go.
Yeah. Don't do it in the wintertime, though. The boat doesn't work well in the winter. Okay, the longer you make, the longer you go before cleaning the workshop. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just at some point though, it just gets like rah, because you know, like, just gets frustrated. You know, it's to me, it feels nice when your shop's completely clean, and then you just start a new project. You know, like
that's tomorrow is cleanup day for me because now my printer stand is done.
Yeah, 3 days. I'm so happy. Feels so good. Oh, this is what I was talking about. IDC Woodcraft. Those are the bits I was talking about. Yeah, the Hogger bits. There's 3 different styles. So I don't know. He doesn't respond.
So Tim, if you're putting a trim router in, we talked about a trim router. You can get the 1/4-inch adapter for a trim router, and then you can use 1/4-inch bits. Then you can buy them from like Onefinity or anyway. Get Jenny bits once you kind of understand and you're not going to break things. Jenny bits are good. Amana, there's a few that are pretty good, but start with the cheap ones for sure.
Well, not technically. It's his son.
Wow, we got some spammers in here.
Seems a little bit spammy to me. But.
Yeah. Cody, Jenny Bits, or Andy Birds.
Yeah, Andy's got bits too. Is Andy still selling bits? I don't know. I guess he is.
Oh, what am I drinking?
Well, I don't think he was. I think he was going to stop because he wasn't making enough money on it.
Yeah.
I am drinking Modelo Cerveza con Limon.
Modelo time, baby.
Yep. Modelo Cervezas. What's your feel?
And for those who understand, he said it's very cold. Jim said 100 miles away. There you go.
Yeah, that's still, when you can look at 88. And Rick, you and I both know what traffic gets like up there from Joliet. So, you know, it can easily be 2.5 hours.
Well,
I
depends
mean,
what time you leave.
Peoria is about 100 miles from us too, and I did that in an hour and a half today. Had to make
Yeah.
that trip for the wife.
I know. Yeah, I know. I turn my radar detector on. I do about 70, 75. And I get out your way in 45 minutes.
Why the hell you go so slow?
that's about as fast as I go.
You see all them signs all the way along that says 88.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You know what's funny though? You say that, like, no joke, man. I'm driving 75 miles an hour, and sometimes you feel like, wrong. Like, damn, dude, that was like a Volkswagen. How fast are you going? That you just moved
and the thing
pickup.
is, if you're moving along and booking along at 75, 80, and someone goes signaling past you, it scares the hell out of you.
Yeah, like if you can move my car and I have a pickup, like
where the hell did that come from?
how
Especially if
fast
it's
are
a
you going?
semi. And I've had that happen a few times.
Look at this guy. Shout out to the Mexican guy's forehead.
There you go.
If you want, I could send you an autographed picture. Let me know. Your mom
Just
probably has. Your mom
right
probably
on
has
the
a copy,
forehead,
but
actually, Rick, I
too.
think I got more forehead than you do.
Yeah. So Chris mentions a couple of extra bits here, like an O flute. There's also up cut and down cut. You'll learn about those too, Tim. You can get these. You can get flute bits like O flutes, but start with something simple first. You're going to carve your name in a board for the first couple attempts anyways. So
and correct me if I'm wrong, but for the most case, reason want those flute bits is for like acrylic or that HD. What is that shit called? I want to say HDPE. Yeah, that was right. I thought I was having a dyslexic moment. I actually had it right. Yeah.
I don't know. I might be dyslexic too. It might be HDPE.
I think it's HDPE. Yeah, I think that's what it is. You want to take this one, Steve?
I'll do
Santa
this one.
says,
I want to say this week the laser community helped me find the issue with odor. Well, I've had that problem. Deodorant will solve that. That I showed on my channel, but the responses were great. Same as on the as it's live. And of course, I'm kidding about the odor thing, but we all know, if you know you're getting bad, you know you're getting bad. At least you better know you're getting bad.
Mm-hmm. That's what Clack said. Clack said,
yeah, there you go. He's recommending Speed Tool as a starter bit.
So he said,
anything cheap.
So Clack said, Speed Tool is a good starter bit brand, in my opinion. I use them a lot with entry-level machines. You can find them for about $10 a bit. $10 a pack. So I think that's definitely budget-friendly. And we tend to get a lot of regulars, so those who are new to the live, if you're wondering why we read the comments out loud, especially when you're like, you can see them yourself, there's a lot of people who don't necessarily watch our live, they listen to our live and then chime in every now and then because they're working in their wood shop or they're at work. So that is the reason we read them out loud. I just wanted to mention it.
Like Clack. Although tonight he's probably building a picnic table so he has a place to relax now that he's not working anymore.
Kick his feet up.
Here, Chris is saying, I think most people like me overbuy bits when first started. I did the same thing when I got my first CNC.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
I did that when I bought my router table. I have like 30-something bits I've never once used. But I just thought they look cool. I'm going to use Vixen Design. I never.
Well, that's one of the big drawbacks. You buy a new tool, and you're like, oh, you got it. You go, oh, cool. Now, you know what I need? I need accessories.
Yeah.
And you'll get on Amazon or you'll go to or Equi Tool, which is close by me, and you're like, oh, I need accessories for this. What can I find? And this is cool, and this is cool, and this is cool. And hell, I just paid more than I paid for the tool.
Yeah.
But it happens.
And I think too the dust collection, man, all the adapters you can have for that. There's so many different ways you can go.
That's so nice to have a 3D printer.
Yeah. And that's why I said I thought it was crazy that like now I keep name dropping, but that they actually everything they sold you can buy it for $1. That was nuts. Like literally just you can buy this. Yeah, PW and CNC. Like I don't have a 3D printer, right? And I ordered like 5 parts, and they're like, "Why don't you just print these yourself?" like I would, but I don't have a 3D printer. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, they're like $10.
Well, you know, Bamboo can set you up with one of them.
I've been asking them. You better put a
Oh
bird in
no,
someone's ear.
Bamboo is real tight with giving printers away. Every one of the Bamboo printers I have, I bought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bought mine too.
You know, I did get offered your favorite brand, and then nothing happened. Maybe they watched our podcast.
Now they
Yeah.
saw me.
Rogers blacklisted all of us.
Yeah.
I have no problems with Creality myself.
I didn't even say the name.
Their support is a little of a challenge, but
Like 3 times they came to me, and I'm like, I already told you yes 3 times. Like, all right, let's roll, man, let's go. And then just ghost me. I'm like, all right, whatever, man.
that's my Monport experience.
Yeah. I don't know.
I was lucky with Monport because I never had any problem other than the temperature displays all going to crap, but everybody has that.
Yeah,
You can buy them
so
cheap on Amazon.
my first one basically was DOA. It lasted like 4 days. And they sent me all kinds of parts to try to fix it and troubleshoot it. And then they ended up coming out with that new motherboard. And so I have like a newer version of it. And I never had a problem with that. And I've had that, I don't know, 2 years, maybe going on 3 years now. But Roger, I think you got around the same time. That was
Yeah, I've
ago.
had mine about 3 years, and it was when they first put the new motherboard, the new version of support Lightburn, and
yeah,
I have that. Like I said, I've had absolutely zero problems with it.
Yeah, I think that's how I first found you with the Monport K40. Jack in the shop said, did that bit have bearings on it?
Well, a CNC bit wouldn't need bearings. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, if it has bearings, it's probably a router bit, which you probably shouldn't put in a CNC.
Yeah. Santa's Leningrad said, retired Clack is in the house. Is he retired officially?
I think he's burning up some like sick days or vacation days or something, but I think he's got it. And congratulations, Clack.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Clack.
You'll be busier now than you were when you were working. I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
Red Dewey said, hey, Clack, sorry I had a good laugh today because of you. I saw the picture from the guy from the movie UP.
Up, yeah.
Up? Oh, movie Up? Oh, okay.
The old guy? Little Ricky must watch that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the guy with the great big glasses. And
yeah. So, by the way, I bammed our person who is my secret admirer on my forehead.
I saw what the comments that were coming. I was going to say something, but
yeah, I banned him. Deleted all the comments and banned him. So, Ordinary Woodworker said, hi, all from Portland, Oregon. Hey. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you coming by. Tony, howdy. Oh, I got to tell everybody something. I got in trouble a little bit because a certain manufacturer offered a very decent size. 2 manufacturers actually offered a decent size discount. So when a manufacturer, most of the time they come to me and I'm being transparent now. They're going to offer you an affiliate code. And the affiliate code might be, let's just say 5-10%. 20% is probably pretty high. But if they will give me like a 20% or a really big discount, the way I see it is like, would I rather make $80 or would I rather save you $300? To me, it's a win for you to get the $300, right? And that's just me being honest. So I posted, hey, this is that. So on an $8,000 CNC, it was a big discount. So like 5 or 6 different influencers sent a message to the manufacturer because I had the largest discount. So I may not ever say the discount rating on some of them. And if it doesn't say what the discount is, you might want to check. Just saying. And in our Facebook group only, which is a private group, and on my website member section only, which is you just have to register, I'll post some of those things. But I can't get myself in trouble because they did tell me I could post it, but I didn't anticipate other influencers to reach out to the manufacturer to complain. So, want. whatever.
Well, kind of on the same topic, sort of. All these shirts I wear, I don't buy them. Most of them I don't buy. I mean, we did buy some when we were down in Mexico and the Caribbean, but there's a company called A Day Check, and I have mentioned them before, that supply me with the shirts, but they will not give me an affiliate code. So I can't give anybody a discount. But if you like these shirts, it's a daycheck.com. So, yeah.
Say it again. Say it again, Roger.
A Daycheck, ADAYCHIC.com. That's who supplies the shirts. I mean, they love seeing them on the live stream, and so I get more shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, here, Jim's saying Modelo just dropped to number 2. Well, I know they were. Oh, yeah, because what did Budweiser get it back after? Well, I won't say why they. I won't say why they lost first place, but it was a advertising fiasco.
Career suicide.
Yeah, Chris is waiting. You're doing 80 and get passed by a road train. Ford trailer's doing 110. Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, it's just
we see that here in Illinois every once in a while. You get out there on 88, you're next to the train tracks, you get passed by a train.
Yeah, but this is actually a truck. Australian road trains, right? They're just, it's a tractor trailer with like 4 trailers behind it.
Yeah.
Travis said, do you guys know of any YouTube makers on the north side of Chicago? I'm in Northwest Burbs and haven't met him yet. Well, I'm in Oswego, Illinois. I'm not in the north side of Chicago, but I'm like 45 minutes, an hour away from you. And Roger
I'm sure they're out there.
I'm on the west side of Illinois, along the Mississippi River. So I'm about 3.25 hours from where Rick is because of traffic. So that's traffic I tell you there in 2.5.
That's why we meet at the Silver Slipper, if anyone knows in Illinois what that is.
I thought it was a foxy lady.
It's halfway between. Clack said Santa laser engraving busier than ever around here so far.
Yeah. Like I said, once you retire, you'll be busier than you were when you were working. And you wonder how that
it gets worse and worse.
How you ever got anything done before?
Ordinary Woodworker said, hey, Rick, is that the 150 CNC behind you? And if so, what model? It looks like the Elite Series. How do you like it? The original Journeyman model. I have the original. So this is the Journeyman Elite. It's the most, it's every option. Got every bell and whistle. I like it. So when I was originally looking, I looked at the 150, and I'm kind of spoiling some of this videos that we're going to be dropping. I looked at the 150, I looked at the alt mill, and then I looked at the we just said it. What's the other one? Shapeoko. And to me, the Shapeoko reminded me of, and I'm gonna upset people, the Cricut. When I say the Cricut is because like it was like packaged really well for a beginner. So like a Cricut was made for you to hit the ground running. That's to me what the Shapeoko was. Like it had a really nice software package. Everything about it was like made well.
It's more turnkey, right?
Right. That's what I thought. But it wasn't so much robust. But it seemed like that it was made really well for someone to hit the ground running. And the alt mill seemed like the best deal, but it seemed like the new kids on the block with a lot of bugs they were still working through. And what I mean by the best deal was the price, right? For what you were getting, the price was the best. And the 150 seemed like kind of the most expensive, but it seemed the most robust. And I thought, if I'm going to use something, I'm going to use something. So I went with it. I did see, and then then when I was looking at the rotaries, they have the red line, or I think it's called, but I didn't want a air cooled. I wanted a water cooled. So that's why I went with the PWCNC. And I did see when I ordered this that the PWCNC was coming out with their own CNC. And I asked them about it. But to be honest, I was like, because when someone's in the first early stage of designing, they can say it's going to be 6 months and it comes out 2 years later, a year later, right? I did by any means did not think I'd order a CNC, wait almost a year for it. And then they come out with their CNC and they're like, Rick, we can have it at your doorstep in 3 weeks. Like, man. So I'm not disappointed. I'm going to be excited to have 2 CNCs, and really put them to work. And then everyone knows I have the little 2-tree, so I'm going to really be doing some side-by-side comparisons.
Has your wife complained about the noise yet?
No, but my wife's been working a lot more during the week, so that's good.
You only turn it on when she goes out.
She's going out in the garden, But yeah. So the 2-trees ones, I got really picked on by like 3 different YouTubers when I said I was doing the. I won't mention their names because it's not worth mentioning. That I was doing the 2-trees review, and what's funny is that those same 3 people are now doing reviews on desktop CNCs of the same exact size as that 2-trees.
Yeah.
And the reason that I wanted to do the 2-trees is that I wanted to really show realistic expectations on what it can do, and then and say like there's no comparison that something that's $500, something that's $15,000. I mean, just no comparison.
Yeah. But having said that you have the TTC 450, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a bad CNC for the money.
Right. So I want to show like if this is something you want to do. We keep talking about lasers are the gateway, right? They're the way to get you in the door, and then most people graduate to a CNC. I would say that, I'm not saying it can't be done, but most people who've never had laser experience, they don't just go flat out and buy a $15,000 CNC. Well, I mean, maybe an easier pill to swallow, 500. And we've went down this road in long discussions with everyone to say that sometimes that $500 CNC could discourage you to the point you wouldn't continue on that path, because you don't have realistic expectations. So that's really what my comparison is going to be. Not like beating up the 2-trees like, oh, look at this Onefinity, blows this one away. Like, no, to say like, here's really what it's capable of doing, and here's the difference, and to make
I would say with the 450 to get they have a 500 watt spindle.
Yeah, I have the upgraded spindle.
Yeah, get the spindle. Don't use the dinky little DC motor.
The little one reminds me of like an RCA motor, literally.
Yeah.
So are you guys still getting hit up from different companies wanting you to do 3018s? Because I'm getting them constantly.
Yes.
And so I'm just not interested. It's, especially these ones that say, well, you can get one for $199. Well, that's got to be a great unit.
What is that greenish blue one? I keep getting that the blue greenish. They keep hitting me up. I forget what it's called. Anyways, the 2-trees. I don't think it's a bad CNC. But the only thing that I do say is that like, and again I'm spoiling some of the content I'm being dropping, is that beyond the CNCs, beyond all that, the one thing you got to think about is the software. And yes, there's free options out there, but if you start getting into higher end CNC software, that can cost more than that. No, it is going to cost more than that CNC. So just know that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If you're buying a V-Carve desktop, right? That's still $500. It's the price of all of those cheap entry machines.
So
yeah, I'm actually working on it right now. The Carvera Air, which it's not a 3018. It's, I don't know, a 35 something. Like it's bigger. It's about 8.5 by 11 or something. And it is not $200. It's probably $2,000. But it's a nice machine, man. It just they have their own software. It does support things like VCarve, but if you use their software, it just wraps you in a nice blanket and you don't have to worry about anything else, right? It just works. And they have a really good set of examples they have an example manual, and all of the materials for all the examples come with it. So
that's nice.
It basically says, here's how you put the material on the workspace, and here's the file to load, and here's what you do. You just basically push the run button and it'll tell you when to change tools. And it's super simple to use.
Oh, so one thing, Steve, you might think it's cool is that with the PWN CNC, I'm getting the tool changer.
Yeah.
That's something I don't have with the Onefinity.
Yeah, it's available.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, initially I didn't realize I'm saying how cheap it was. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
But at the
well,
grand
yeah, but the
scheme of
tool
things-
changer that the PWN CNC guys have is it's vacuum driven, right? So it's very complicated, let's say. So I don't know.
we'll see. Because what's the brand that you have? I forget.
Rapid change.
Rapid Change. Yeah, I just didn't when I was getting everything, I didn't realize how cheap it was, and it's not cheap.
It's also the one that Onefinity rebrands, right? It's the one they sell.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was as affordable as it was, and I say affordable because in the grand scheme of things, how much money you're dropping, that was nothing,
Yeah.
right? Santa's Living Graven said, Clack, they say you wonder how you ever had time for a job.
And that's what I say too all the time.
Me too.
Yeah, Clayton from Hawaii.
Hey, Clayton's back.
Clayton said, hello, hi, everyone. Smash that like button.
So have you noticed, did you guys get, this is on YouTube. I noticed the other day when I was looking at my YouTube dashboard, it said I had, I don't know, 4,000 hypes, and I didn't know what the hell a hype was.
A hype is the first comment for a video.
Well, I saw that too. I didn't know what it was, and of course I was
Yeah.
busy, so I didn't look into it.
So a hype is that, like, you put out a video and almost immediately someone makes a comment, and because there was engagement, then YouTube hypes up your content, kind of pushes.
Yeah, but the person who's watching your video gets 2 hypes a month or something, and they can actually apply these things.
Right. Yeah, and it's like a little colored icon. That's what I'm saying. So so they watch a video, there's no comments, they leave a comment and they click that, and then it will kind of bump you as far as the algorithm.
Yeah, it's another way, it seems, to kind of short circuit the algorithm a bit.
Yeah,
because
so
what it does is equalizes you to Mr. Beast, right? Like,
oh yeah.
So that, there's an opportunity for small channels to grow. Like I think YouTube's a little concerned because apparently I was reading a thing today. Apparently views on YouTube are down quite a bit. I haven't noticed it on my channel, like they actually seem up, but yeah, apparently like some of the big YouTubers are leaving because their views are way down. They're not getting paid, right? I mean, look at Mr. Beast. He's, he makes $8 million a month or something. Like, so when his viewership drops a bit, then he only makes $7 million a month. That's a lot of money that's gone, right? So,
yeah, but that's also why you see him sign a Lowe's contract, and now he's selling his own chocolate bar candies. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they start branding themselves.
I'm not going to sell my own chocolates.
And I have noticed my revenue has gone down a little bit, and the viewers numbers have gone down a little bit. But I've also not posted any videos in a while.
Me too.
So I have been just absolutely buried with orders.
Well, I think. Well, I mean, revenue is all driven by ads, right? And it's all auction driven. So,
yeah,
times are tough, right? And people, like, companies aren't paying as much for ads. That's why ad revenue is down. But
yeah. But I haven't posted video in a while. I have probably 7 or 8 videos now recorded. They're going to drop in a series that I'm holding off for something to show up. And I've been turning down a lot of reviews.
I've turned down a ton of stuff.
yeah, me too.
Just not interested, especially them little tiny desktop lasers. They'll give 100 millimeter square.
The cubes.
What am I going to do with that?
Yeah. So I have that little laser, Steve, that you did a review on, that little box.
The Pixie
showed up. Yeah. That just showed up.
It's a great starter laser, right? But you're going to outgrow that thing really quickly.
So my aunt's been bugging me. She wants a laser for a long time. So I'm actually going to do the review, and I'm going to train her how to use a laser and say, here's someone who's never used a laser before. What happens?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things here in the past we promoted was a longer Nano Pro. I mean, it's a good laser. It's for a galvo laser, it's ideal. It doesn't do huge things. I mean, you're not going to cut and engrave great big things with it, But if you're doing one-off sets of like slate coasters, it is absolutely ideal for it.
That's what I use it for.
Yeah,
and the reason is
I do
because
too.
I don't do thousands of coasters, and when I do want them, that machine is dedicated. That's all it does is coasters. It's
Yeah,
dialed in.
if I'm running production on slate coasters, I'm using both the Longer B1 and the Weekly 845.
Yeah.
That's the two lasers I've got set up to do coasters right now. We've been doing so many of them. But yeah, because I can crank out a whole bunch of them at once and just walk away.
Yeah, so I had a friend of mine looking at a CNC, and I'm bringing that up because the longer is I have one laptop, right? I have one desktop and one laptop in my workshop. So like all these lasers, and I know you can open up Lightburn over and over and over again, but it's like a $300 Best Buy special. So that was one of the reasons I like the macro on this, that I don't have to run it with the desktop, because then like half my shop is separated. Like this side of the CNC and that size of laser. And at least if all my lasers are on that side, I can run more than one laser off it, but I'd have to go buy. I don't know. To me, that master control is pretty cool. Not even saying that.
Yeah, you're basically just dumping a file there, right?
Yeah.
It's just a Gerbil file or G-code file, and
out in the shop, I've got one desktop. We got 5 laptops. So I used to run different lasers, and I still do have 3D printers out in the shop. Now down here, when I'm running all these 3D printers in the print farm down here, every one of them are wireless. So I'm doing it all off of either one laptop here or one of the other 2 desktops on the other side of the office.
Yeah. Well, they work the same way, right? It's like you load a file to it, and it's fire and forget.
But what's so nice is no more little micro SD cards and having to poke them in and out and load them. And I am so over that. But
yeah.
Oh, time warp. So any idea why this would be? First class took 252 engraving time. Last class 232 engraving time. Nothing different in settings. Yep, time warp. That's what I call it, and I run into that too. And not just with glass, but it'll say, okay, it's going to take 9 minutes and 52 seconds to run this batch of bottle openers that I do, and I'll come back, close to when it's going to be done. And it's already done, but the next batch might take a little over 10 minutes. I don't have an explanation for it. It's just time warp.
Yeah. So we're talking about batches and Lightburn. I like to not use, they say, right, when you choose in the layers section, you're not supposed to put the quantity there, the passes. You're supposed to put it in the other one, so it does the counter. It'll stop after you say, with the coins, Steve, after 200 passes or 50 passes, whatever you choose it, to stop. And I just upgraded to the latest Lightburn version, and that counter feature doesn't work. I couldn't get it to work.
There's 2 settings, right? There's global passes, and then passes for each tool path, basically each layer, right?
Right, because after so many passes, I did a clean pass, right?
Yeah, but with one of them, you can rotate the beam. Like if it's a galvo, you can rotate the beam right by X number of degrees. The other one you can't. It's just straight passes. Right.
So I have it 5 degrees, a 5-degree rotate, so it goes around.
Yeah, you should use something like 17 degrees or something. But
okay, yeah, I think 5 is the first bump up, and that's what I just left it at. But
it's 17 is a biggish prime number, right? So I mean 5's prime number too, but it's if like 5, 10, 15, 20, right? So the rotation is pretty predictable, whereas 17 degrees is like a weird number.
Right. I'll try, see what it says, see if I notice a difference. But I was talking to the Louisiana hobby guy, and he was like, I don't use that feature. And I was like, well, I used to. Guess I'm not.
Yeah, Clayton's saying that set on the influencer, but it happens. Yeah.
Santa said Santa has Go ahead.
Santa has a new place to get his shirts now. Thanks, Roger. Well, you're welcome.
There you go.
And I am known not just on YouTube here for these shirts. I am also known at a few other local, let's say, pubs.
Starts at O and ends in F.
And they're always wondering, what kind of shirts Roger we're going to have on tonight. And in fact, one night I wore one, and I've worn it on the YouTube live stream here before of a bunch of clownfish. And I had two people come up and ask me, "What the hell? You got batteries inside that shirt?" But no, it just looks like that.
I went to an Irish bar one time, and just because the name, I didn't think it was going to be a bunch of Irish people in there. When I walked in there, it was. And when
You'll have that. You'll have that.
And when I said, "Oh man, I should probably leave. I'm the only brown person in this room," dude, everyone was buying me beer. It was like, I was like, am I being punked or something? Why is everyone so nice?
Well, that's how you know it's a real Irish bar as opposed to an Irish themed bar.
Yeah.
On the same token, I could go into a Mexican bar here. There's quite a few of them, and if I walk up to the bar and order a beer or a drink in Spanish, I got people buying me drinks.
Yeah, it's funny though. Yeah, I didn't expect that, but that was kind of funny. Right, we said Santa's latest engraving. Christmas is coming up. Maybe someone will bring you some shirts. Oh wait, never mind. Hey, speaking of Santa's latest engraving, if there's anything that you do, because I know you get big into the giving season around holidays. If there's anything as a community that we can help with a donation, if you're doing any kind of toy, giveaways or fundraisers, let us know. Definitely post that in the Facebook group. I personally would contribute to something like that.
As would us, not only on my behalf for our company, but for some of the fraternal organizations I belong to. We do all kinds of charitable things, and I've brought up on the live stream here several times about your makers out there. Don't just think about making and selling, getting a profit. Yeah, that's your point. But you want to get out there in the community and give. So, or as they call, pay it forward. Yeah, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to do something, but pay that forward a little bit. Make something, and say, somebody's having a fundraiser for whatever, and say, here, put this in your fundraiser and put it in a raffle basket. Throw your business card in with it, and I guarantee you will get business back.
Yep.
It works two ways, and we have a lot of experience with it. I've been working with different charities for over 40 years, and I am a very, very good fundraiser. That's one of my talents, and so I know how to do it, and it's not that difficult.
Yeah, I work with a couple too.
I have not, being transparent, other than church fundraisers. So if there's any you guys are aware of that you think I should be involved in, Ben Mayer, I'm open to listen.
Well, there was a recent fundraiser we donated to. It was for a little 18-month-old girl that had to have open heart surgery. And we put together a basket, and I put 4 sublimated tumblers into it with a bottle of strawberry daiquiri mix. Actually, strawberry daiquiri, and actually the alcohol. And it went for over $100. Nice. And I didn't get anything out of it. I don't care. I mean, that's not what it's about. It's about, helping the community and helping those that are disadvantaged, especially children. That I got a weak spot for helping children. I've, probably seen me. I show a lot of things, that we make here, like these coasters here, and they'll have a moose on them. I belong to the Moose Fraternal Organization, and the whole point of the Moose Fraternal Organization, if you don't know, is to support a school called Moose Heart. It's up by you, Rick.
Yes.
To Batavia. And the whole thing is they take children and kids that are in, disadvantaged homes or they've been beaten or whatever, or they have parents that are drug addicts or whatever. They take them in, and they have a 99.9% graduation rate.
And they help them with college as well.
Yeah, they do help them with college. Every one of them becomes gainfully employed. So and I am a big part of the local moose here and what we do to raise money for Moose Heart. Not to
And
preach, but
yeah,
that's
and it's
just
the size of a town. Have you been there?
Oh yeah,
It's like the size of a town. Like it's
it
huge.
is amazing. And
Yeah.
I am, if there's any other Moose people out there, I am a Moose Legion member. Working towards fellowship, but it's all about helping the kids.
Yeah, so we go every year there to Christmas because you can pay to drive through and they do like this Christmas light display.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we just give whatever we can at the time. Some years are better than others, but we always give something because I think it's like $5 to get in, but no one ever pays $5, right? You always give more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Moose and other fraternal organizations too get this rep of oh, you're just a bunch of drunks. No, that's not what it's about.
Yeah. Chris said, I'm helping a woman get started on CNC who spent $8,000 expecting it to be plug and play.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's sad for her.
That's the brand I was talking about, Steve. Jimitsu.
Oh yeah, Jimitsu.
Sane Smart.
Yeah, they have a good CNC. I did reviews on the first two different 3018s I had. Then they sent me the 4040 Reno, which I was somewhat disappointed with because of bed sags on them. But I have overcome that with a different bed. But they never really did anything about fixing the bed.
Yeah. Chris said everyone's talking about the hype button. I've yet to see it. I'm on this advisory board for YouTube. They pay me like I actually don't even know if I can say that, but so some of those features I get to talk about and see would it be something that people would use or what do I think. So yeah, AI is coming with a bunch of new crazy stuff. So, but I think YouTube is being cautious on the AI as they should, because everyone wants you to use this AI and connect it to your Facebook account, authenticated with this, and people start getting like, you're too much in my business to make some of this stuff work, right? So, yeah.
That's the downside of things like ChatGPT too, right? Like ChatGPT could literally be your assistant, but you basically have to expose your entire world to ChatGPT, right?
Yeah. So my work, everyone used to use it. I used to use it too. I used to use it to like refine my work emails. I'd say, write this in a professional manner. And it would they'd be so beautiful. But people were putting, I can't say the company I work for, but it's really bad that people were putting like private information in there to like create presentations and stuff. It's like, dude. Yeah. So it's black. You can't do it no more. You want to take this one, Steve or Roger?
Okay, they're not really down. Linus Tech Tips did an analysis. They found it somehow related to the views versus ads, but still checking. And this is going back to ad revenue. And if you're a YouTuber and you're relying on ad revenue for your living, that could be a problem. That's not my position. I don't rely on it for a living. It's nice. I mean, it's a little bit extra. Helps pay for them vacations in Mexico. But yeah.
The way I look at YouTube is, if I was to go to GoDaddy and uploaded every single one of my videos to it, I'd have to have a huge package because the videos are huge, and I'd have to drive my own traffic. YouTube is going to bring me traffic, and they don't charge me to host my videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same argument as Etsy, right? It's basically you build a product and they sell it for you.
So if I make anything off YouTube, I'm happy. That's it. Because to be honest, your real money is in sponsors and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, although I don't do much sponsorship stuff.
I don't do sponsor. I do have a lot of affiliate codes, and I will say
me too. But
well,
one
that's
of
what
them,
I mean. There's different forms of what that sponsorship is.
My two big affiliates that are paying really, really, really well are Xtool and WeCreate. That's it. And I'm going to put that out there just for you people that, you buy one of those lasers for me, and I do get a commission. It doesn't cost you anything, but I get a commission on it, and it's nice.
Yeah.
But I've had lots of, I mean, you guys probably have too, where companies go, oh, we'll pay you X number of dollars if you, I mean, and Rich did this too, right? Louisiana Hobby Guy, and with Rolly, and it's hard not to do it because it's a lot of money, but then you're trapped, right? And
Yes.
and you can only talk about their laser, you can only say good things about it, and it's so that's why I don't do it, because
Yeah, I've turned down I don't know
wanna
how many
fall out.
sponsorships. No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I turned down probably the biggest deal I've ever had. Not probably, it is the biggest deal I've ever had. Just because of that reason, they wanted a 2-year all-exclusive contract, and it was probably close to 2 years ago. So my
that
channel
just kills your
growing.
channel, right? Like it's like
Was
it's
it-
money,
what-
sure, but
Was it Monport? Was it?
No,
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
that's where mine came from, and I said no.
yeah.
no, I didn't sign anything for Mindport when they sent me the laser. But what's crazy is that, so I know someone else who signed an agreement, and for whatever reason they had a falling out, and he's on YouTube and Facebook just bashing them left and right. And I says, I would be careful and cautious on what you say. You might want to Google or go on YouTube and type in YouTube influencers being sued. You sign any kind of agreement or you saying anything and you're openly just bashing them because you're mad now because some type of deal went south for whatever reason, you can get sued. And he's like, well, I have the freedom of the rights. I can say whatever I want. I said, let's just say you are right. It doesn't mean they can't drag you in court for 3 years.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like 5 or 6 different people commented, like, I was just sued by this company. I was just sued by that company. I know someone sued by that company. And then all of a sudden he posts on YouTube, he's now a brand rep for one laser. And I'm like, I'm never going to bash anyone to make someone else look good, ever. And that's just me personally as a man to any other person, let alone a company.
Well, I don't want to do sponsorships because, I mean, I started my channel to help people. And if you're locked into something, there's a whole bunch of people you can't help anymore.
Yeah,
right? So,
absolutely. I did a whole series of videos, and they've been extremely popular. And it's like beginner laser projects. So you just got a laser, and you don't know what the hell you're doing, and you want to start out with something really simple. I don't know, there must be 30 of them on my channel at least, and people absolutely love them. But they're on all different kinds of lasers and different brands, and I throw it all the way across the board. And I also explain, okay, if you don't have, well, let me say you don't have the longer Ray 5 and you've got an atom stack, laser. I said it'll be similar, but you got to do your tests. And
Yeah. So I want to start doing more makers videos. I enjoy those, to be honest.
Yeah, I've been trying to shake a lot of the review stuff, and I've done fewer reviews this year than I have in the past. But because for one thing, project videos, they're certainly more enjoyable. I mean, I think they're more enjoyable to watch, but they're certainly more enjoyable to make. They're not as hard to make as review videos are. So, but people want that balance. It seems like, show me a little bit about the new tech, but then show me what I can do with it. So,
in fact, I'm going to do a project video tomorrow on. I'll say what it is. What the hell? It's for making a display stand to take to craft shows to display sublimated tumblers or cups. And the problem with a lot of, they're stair step style, so you can step everything up and put a lot of stuff in a small space. But that big stair step thing takes up a lot of space in your vehicle or your trailer or whatever. So what I'm going to do is make one that you can, when you're not using it, turn it upside down. Each section will nest inside of the next section, and it'll just be a little flat thing. Then you can throw crap on top of it, and when you get to your show or whatever, flip it over, take the pieces apart, put them all together, throw the thumb screws in the back, then you got a display.
So important, what something you said there, though, Roger, is that you can have the greatest product in the world, and if you don't have a good display case, two things: maybe one, they're not seeing it, and two, you're not even attracting the buyer. Right? If it's in the back of your booth or something, it's still occupying this amount of space, but because you want this way, you're able to have a lot more on display, and that little small difference in sales.
I see this at craft shows, and I don't go to craft shows and sell stuff. Oh, hell with that. I don't do that anymore. I don't have time. But I do go to a lot of craft shows to see what people are doing, see what people are selling. And I see a lot of times people don't have any idea how to display anything. They got everything just piled up on top of each other. And, they might have a little piece of paper there that says what the price is. That's not how you sell stuff. I mean, you have to merchandise it. It's got to be displayed properly. You got to, feature it. This is, or like T-shirts. And I see one of the last craft shows I went to, the whole booth was about T-shirts. They're all on hangers. They're all on a rack. You can't see what the hell they are.
Yeah.
So you got people over there pawing through them. Now, you don't know where they've been. These are white T-shirts and they're pawing through them. That's not the way you do it.
Tony said, I think YouTubers are better than most tech support. And I think part of that is what Steve said earlier, that if you influence anyone in a way to purchase something, you almost feel, and it's not, but you do feel somewhat obligated to help and assist.
Well, there's that, but this is why, like last week, I called you out saying I'd rather not be an influencer. I'd rather be a YouTuber.
There you go.
Like everyone else, I have affiliate codes there, and if people use them, great. But it's not like I'm going to starve if somebody doesn't use an affiliate code. That just helps the channel. That's all. I never take any money out of my channel.
I put videos out there, okay, I have this laser. I've had it for a while. And okay, you're having this problem. I'll have a lot of people say, hey, I've got this laser. Every time I turn it on, it's in emergency stop mode. Rick's going to know what I'm talking about with that Alfaro laser.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a video explaining how to bypass this really BS thing that Alfaro put into that laser when they manufactured it. How to get around it. Yep, change G code, and then away you go.
It put an emergency stop during shipping, but didn't put in the directions you have to turn it off. So it didn't work at all. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
I ran into that problem too with the Pharaoh.
And it didn't work bad. Actually, we gave it away on one of our lives. I was just
it's like an Artur, right? Old Artur. They work.
Speaking of giving away things, how far are we away from our 100th video?
This is 85.
85.
Yeah, 85.
How about on the 100th we do this and give this MechPal laser away?
Okay. What is it?
The MechPal 10 watt. It's got a 400 by 400 millimeter work area. It'll come with the board you see underneath it, the layout board and everything. It'll come completely assembled. And it'll be one of them things too, though. But for me to ship this to you for free, you're gonna have to be in the continental 48 states. If you want to pay the shipping and you live in Cucamonga or something somewhere, we could do that too.
If you made it this far in the live and you're not a member of our Facebook group, I highly suggest that you join. If you go to shoptalklive.club, it's not a website; it's just an auto forward that goes to our Shop Talk Live Facebook group, so just automatically forwards. We don't have this big long URL. And I say this all the time, but I really mean it. This is not Steve's Facebook group. This is not my Facebook group. This is not Roger's Facebook group. It's Shop Talk Live's. And the reason that I'm saying this is because we do not care. Actually, we encourage you to post your work. We encourage you, if you are a YouTuber or influencer, however you want to classify yourself, if you are a maker, to post all your stuff. Share. We're building our community and helping each other. And the community even buys from each other. So I definitely encourage you to join and to share your work.
Yeah, we want to see what you're doing because absolutely none of us are in competition with each other. We all do something different.
Well, completely different markets too, right? So
completely different markets.
Even if we were all making slate coasters, it wouldn't matter. Yeah. It's a good thing it's not my Facebook group because it would be crickets. Tim can attest. He sends me a message on Facebook Messenger, and it's about 3 days before I answer. Sometimes he'll send me an email and say, "Hey, go read Facebook." It's like, I'm a terrible social media person. What can I say?
Radu said for the Nano Dual, And Slate, which beam do you prefer?
Blue diode.
Yeah, for sure.
IR takes too long, and it doesn't give you the same results.
I think a lot of people are using the IR as a cleanup pass for most things.
IR works for me. The only thing I use IR on is like if I am engraving on some steel or some metal.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't use IR for anything else. It just takes too long.
Yeah. So like my Atom Set Craft has the dual laser. I use the IR only when I'm creating those illusion engravings, because you're using the 2 layers at the same exact time, and it looks wild. I don't know if you guys saw some of the cross and things like that. It looks like there's such depth to it, and it's not at all. Like the first thing people do when they see is they touch it, and they're like, "Oh wow!" They're expecting to feel something.
Speaking of IR, I have an IR module for my WeCreate 45. I have never put it on there yet because it's a pain in the butt. I did it on my WeCreate 20. But the WeCreate says, well, can you put that IR on there and show how to engrave some gold? You want to send me some gold?
Yeah. Send me a box of samples.
I don't have a bunch of gold bullion just laying around.
You don't? I got a pile right here.
Speaking of gold, Roger, someone contacted me on the IBW Facebook page, and I've never seen this before. I thought it was cool. Guys who are retiring, they want to engrave their card into a thicker brass business card.
Oh, that would be cool. Because obviously I have one of those cards.
Right.
Now that would be neat.
So I said, "Oh, that's cool."
It's not hard to do.
No. Yeah. So
I think if I was going to do that in brass, I'd do it on a CNC.
Yeah. Well, the advantage you get on if you're using like a fiber laser.
I was going to use a MOPA.
Yeah, the MOPA. The advantage you get is you can do black, right? So
see, I don't have the luxury. I don't have a fiber laser, so.
How is it you haven't had a fiber laser, man? I'm tripping all over these things.
Nobody's ever offered me a fiber.
Someone out there send Roger a fiber laser.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to. Hell, I'll review it, and I don't even do reviews anymore, but I'll review it.
Now it's UV lasers. So yeah. I'm officially getting the X-Tool F2 Ultra UV.
Nice.
And I'm getting another fiber laser. Probably before that.
How does a UV do on brass?
You can do it. You don't really get a choice of color though. It's not like a MOPA where you can make it darker or lighter. Like with a MOPA, you can engrave white lettering on brass or black lettering on brass, or anything in between. But with a UV, you engrave and you get whatever that material gives up for color.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about the UV thing is that I want to say like 8 months, a year ago, it seemed like 3 different manufacturers. And now I think it's like everyone. That's it. It's a standard laser that they all carry.
Yeah, the internal engraving stuff, like into glass, that started a bit of a groundswell. And Jim actually asked me a question about whether that's actually worthwhile. And I don't know. Like the cube crystal K9, K2, whatever they call the things, crystal, is about $10. It's easy to engrave, but I don't know what the market is for it. I mean, business for sure, like awards and stuff, but I don't know. So I got a whole cupboard full of glass crystal now. So
we keep talking about niches, right? So like for someone like me, who my niche is memorial stuff, great.
Yeah,
but for someone who maybe not doing that type of thing.
Well, yeah,
I don't know, but the thing is now there's like 10 different UV lasers that all do the same thing, and I guarantee you they're all using the same modules.
Yeah, more than 10. Seems like
Rick has memorial niche. Mine is, and it wasn't on purpose, but it's more towards bars and pubs and places that serve cocktails. And now I'm going to bring up a failed project. And maybe next, if I didn't throw it away, I'll bring it down here next week. I wanted to do a cocktail shaker for a certain bartender. So Dollar Tree, of course, that was the first mistake, is buying it from Dollar Tree, but it is stainless steel, and it is a shaker for shaking cocktails. And I wanted to engrave it, and I did a couple tests on one, so I could figure out what settings to use using the Atom Stack A30 with a rotary to get a blue color. Because you can do that with diode lasers and stainless.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it. Okay, I got this all figured out. I got everything set up. I ran that tumbler. I had blue. I had black. I had purple. I had red.
See, that's the downside of diode lasers. You can do
Yeah.
color, but you can't control color.
No. And it's all in the same time. I looked at it, oh, crap, I don't know if I still got that or if I pitched it, but I was so ticked off, after, it only cost me $1.25 for that one and $1.25 for the one I was doing the tests on, but
yeah, I mean, you recall probably 18 months ago, 2 years ago, when all the companies were promoting the fact that their laser could do color. And I finally said to a couple of them, like, you got to stop saying this, because doing color is different than controlling the color that you're doing, right? Because with diode lasers, you really don't get much control over it. It might be blue, it might be red, it might be something else, right? Yeah. So I think they've kind of stopped that now.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone. It was a big hype. You're right, for sure.
Yeah, there's not so much promotion of color now.
Nope, I don't see that at all.
Because like you could take, like if you were doing coins, right? You take two coins. The first one's blue. The next one is black or yellow or something. Like it's just slightly different composition of the metal that sets the thing off, and it just. And like like if you're doing some kind of a tumbler, Roger, where you're getting multiple colors, it's just impurities in the stainless steel, right? It's probably cheap stainless.
Yeah, it is cheap. I mean, it's from Dollar Tree, so you buy a cocktail shaker for $1.25.
Yeah, this part of the tumbler has a little more nickel in it, so it engraves as a different color.
I was so frustrated with that, because especially since it took so long. It took me so long to set that rotary up because it was a tapered shaker. And I don't like doing rotary stuff anyway.
Nah.
But my Atom Stack's the only one I have set up to do rotary on. So, yeah.
Kevin said, "Good evening, guys. Driving in the rain and listening. Thank you for joining.
Carefully send some rain. You need to send some rain this way. We're drier than hell here.
Huh. Yeah. You guys had rain since before we did. We got one little blast of rain, I don't know, probably middle of August, but it hasn't rained since, and it didn't rain a month before that, so it's been really dry here.
I like this. It's a math statement here. I like this. Rotation of an amount that is not divisible equally by 360 equally is better in most cases. So if you're a math guy, you got that.
Yeah.
Rick, why are you shaking your head?
That's where the 17 degrees comes in.
Yeah.
Except on a tumbler, you probably want like 1.7 degrees or something.
Trade Skillers Anonymous. That's a new name here, isn't it?
Last couple weeks been joining.
Oh, okay. It says, "Hey guys, late but glad to see everyone. Hope you're all well." And well, we are.
Right,
and actually, for the viewers of my channel that have made comments about my shaky hands, and I don't know, Rick and I have talked about it before, is I have what they call essential tremors. So my right hand shakes horribly. This week on Monday, I went to the neurologist. They have some new treatments. My right hand is now dead steady.
Nice. What they do? Cut all the nerves?
Well, he's got a plug in.
Oh, it's a drug. It's called Primidone. They prescribed for me, and by the third, my wife, he couldn't hardly believe it, because I could. I mean, if I tried to hold something in my right, it was constantly like this. Like if I wanted to eat soup, by the time the spoon got to my mouth, it was empty.
And what are the side effects? Like, do you grow an extra arm, or you lose something? Something falls off?
So far, absolutely none.
Oh, that's good.
Of course, if I would make one particular body part bigger, that'd be all right. But
But now you don't have this automatic motion.
Well, I used to get comments on my videos, and I'm holding my right hand up here because it's steady now. But why are you so nervous? Are you on alcohol withdrawal, or you got Parkinson's, and I would constantly have to say I have what's called essential tremors. So I have had this shake for 60 years, and now I don't have it. And
That's crazy.
I mean, I am absolutely thrilled over it. I can
what's
write
crazy,
again,
though,
and
is that some people have balls to even say stuff like that, though. Like, even if like all the above was true, like, you ever heard the old say, like, you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Like, just some people.
Yeah, so why you? And we've even had one guy says, "I'm a doctor. You either need to stop drinking because you got DTS, or you need to, or you have Parkinson's. You need to get that diagnosed." Well, I do not have Parkinson's. I was born with essential tremors. I've had it since I was 8 years old.
Wow.
So 60 years I've gone with having a shaky right hand, and in the electrical trade, I learned to work around it. I mean, you learn to work around your handicaps. And guys used to give me crap all the time about it. Why you have drank too much last night? No, it didn't have anything to do with that. Although I may have drank too much last night back in the
That's
day.
not what caused it.
Yeah. So if you are one of my viewers, there's a steady right hand. You won't see that shaky hand anymore.
Dewey said, or you could just marry someone that works for the Chamber of Commerce. Couch, clack, couch.
Yeah.
Long as it's not a black couch, If you ever get a picture of your wife's on an interview and it's a black couch, you might want to be concerned. She was in high school and we started dating. Hopefully that wasn't recent. You're gonna get yourself in trouble, Clack.
Yeah, if she was in high school recently and you started dating, that might be an issue.
Santa said, let me see what we can do. That would be great. Maybe an event, whatever, a full Santa outfit.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I honestly was thinking is that he does look so much like it. If you had one of those dial-ins where kids could FaceTime you and you talk to them like you're Santa, I bet people pay $5 to let their kid talk to you.
Yeah, over video it would be better because
that's what I'm saying. FaceTime, yeah.
Because if he goes to like a mall, kids are going to be tugging his beard, and it's probably going to.
No. If he was home and he set up a little like basically a booth, and you could call in and talk to him, that'd be cool.
Where we go in Mexico is in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. We have a friend down there. His name is also Roger. His name is Roger Schultz. And he looks exactly like Santa with a real beard and the real long white hair. And he does a lot of benefit stuff for the disadvantaged children in Mexico, in that area, in the poorer communities. And we've helped with the charities down there in donating supplies for the schools and donating some clothes. And I worked with them quite a bit. But when we were down there last year, we had our great-granddaughter down there who was 4 at the time. And I told her, I said, why don't you come down to the swimming pool with me? Well, why? Santa Claus is down there. Really? Her eyes got big. And I'd already told Roger down there what her name was, what she liked to have, what she plays with and everything, what her mom and dad's name was. So I brought her down there and walked up to him with her in my arms in the pool. And he says, hi Paisley, how's your mom Brittany and and everything. And, you want this for Christmas, you want this. And I know you like to have this. And her eyes were so big.
Yeah.
For weeks we got back, that's all she talked about. I saw Santa Claus on vacation in a swimming pool.
In Mexico.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a country song.
It was, I got pictures and it was just priceless. It's one of them things that a memory, that'll never go away. And I'll see him again here come November. I'll be in his condo starting November 23rd. So 3 of the live streams I will be in Mexico again.
So it's one of those things that could get you into therapy for the next 20 years.
Chris said, I found AI trend to be niche-based. One may be good for our research, etc. This is what I'm going to say. It's my 2 cents. You guys can chime in. That I use ChatGPT. That's great. But what's happening now is the AI is becoming specialty tools. And that's why you're seeing more and more of these companies that say, rather than spend $20 for ChatGPT, rather than spend $50 for this, pay us $20 and we're going to give you these a package deal of 35 different AI tools, right? And then they give you all these other ones. But the problem with doing that is, I'm not saying they're not special. They have specialty or unique skill sets, because they do, is that AI is self-learning. So ChatGPT becomes better and better as you use it because it's self-learning. So that's why whenever, let's say you say, you're going to create a thread and you say, please refine this email response for a sponsorship. Please refine this email response to a customer. Please optimize this post for Facebook. Please optimize this video description for YouTube. You should not ask the same question in the same thread. You should be creating a new thread and name it that. And every time you're asking the same type of question, go to it, because it's going to learn. I don't write, Rick's YouTube page has 5,000 subscribers, blah, 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 blah. It pulls all that stats, and it knows all my YouTube channels. It does all that. So if you're using all these different apps, you'd have to use it extensively for it to get to know you. So for an AI tool, like you want to restore a photo, you want to vectorize an image, no big deal, because it is a tool essentially, right? But for like SEO tags, monetization, optimization, those type of things, you really want to use one tool. And I'm not preaching ChatGPT. You can use whatever you want, but whatever you choose to use, stick with that, because it's only gonna continue to get better the more often you use it.
Well, I use AI a lot for our artwork, and mainly because of the copy. People seem to want to come after me for copyright, so I use AI just all the time for my different artwork. But like with ChatGPT, I have played with it a little bit, but I have my own writing style, and I write for newsletters, and I just keep my own style. People like my style, and at least most people like it. I have ruffled some feathers, but that's what newsletters are for. You get people to meetings that way.
Yeah. What's your 2 cents on that, Steve? The whole AI thing?
Well, I mean, so if you look at something like Kittle, which I just did a video on, it's got about 20 different image generators in it now. Images are a bit different, at least until Nano Banana came along, because they didn't really keep context. So, if you generate, first of all, if you wanted to generate a bunch of pictures of you, you'd have to load, 50 different photos of you so that it could build a profile, like an image profile. But they're out there. But the image generators don't really learn the same way that ChatGPT or Gemini do, right? They're very different because they're basically building a profile for you. And back in my IBM days, when I worked for IBM, I worked a bit on Watson, and it was a bit alarming then. And I mean, that's AI from, I don't know, 12 years ago. And, I walked in one day and I told Watson who I was. And the next day I walked in, it said, "Hello, Steve," because we had voice, right? And then it started telling me things about me. And it's like, well, how did you know this? Oh, well, I built a profile, right? I Googled you, and it's like, okay, this is just creepy ass, right? Like, just stop doing this. And ChatGPT is that, but 12 years newer, right? So, and Gemini, I mean, I don't use ChatGPT for image generation because it's too damn slow. It takes a minute at least,
right,
like 60 to 90 seconds to generate an image, and it's usually garbage to start with.
Yeah,
text is always messed up, and people always have 8 fingers. And
that's why I said there's AI specific, I call them tools, for photo generations, vectorizations, things like that, vectorizing images. I think those AIs, I consider them like an AI tool versus something that's generating script. Like now you can write code. I feel bad for these kids, and you're going to school right now. They're CIS majors. Like, man, I guess you definitely don't have to debug code, but man, talk about generating code. Like,
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, as a software engineer in my past, I'm interested in seeing how well AI entities can generate code. It's not fantastic, but honestly, it's as good as some people's code that I've seen
It's a
over the
lot
years.
better than the Dreamweaver days, right? Where it's like,
Oh yeah,
why was all this needed?
yeah.
Remember when people started writing websites with Dreamweaver, and it was like, what the
I
hell
mean,
is this?
right now, if you go into ChatGPT and you want to build a game or something, right? You can just describe it, and it'll go write the code for you. And if you this is with GPT-5, and if you decide that it's not quite what you want, you can just tell it to modify it, and it goes and regenerates it and improves it all again. And there's a guy, and I wish I could remember which channel it was, but a guy who looked at ChatGPT when GPT-5 when it first came out. So it's really only a month or two old, this video, and he built a Rubik's Cube thing. And I mean, it generated 3D with rotation and the whole shebang, and built-in solver. And basically, it was him writing like a paragraph of, hey, build a Rubik's Cube and build these kind of capabilities into it, and come back like 2 minutes later, and here's his Rubik's Cube live 3D graphics.
Yes,
That's
but
cool.
can it do hexadecimal for my Commodore 64?
There you go. There you go.
It could probably simulate your Commodore 64. So just to test this, when I was playing with this, I thought, well, I'll try something a little more difficult. Now, back in the 80s, early 80s, there was a language called Forth, programming language. It was written by a guy named Charles Moore to control a telescope, but it got a little bit of traction for a while. And it's a very different programming language. And I had ChatGPT build one of those for me. And it took about 10 minutes to do it. And it was the full language. Like, it was crazy.
It's crazy.
And it worked. It wasn't just, oh, here's a shell, here's the interpreter for the language. It was the whole language, and you could write stuff in it.
That's cool.
And
well, I look back at of course, my minor in college was computer science, so I had to learn COBOL, Fortran, and Visual Basic.
Yeah, VB, COBOL, C++.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
took
C++.
Java,
I
learned
JavaScript,
COBOL.
advanced Java. Yeah.
But my big downfall that I had the most trouble with was hex.
Oh,
Yeah.
I learned to do all that. I spent many years writing machine code, so I was a hex calculator in my head.
In the AI family, there, Kittle is great. I mean, I've used Nano Banana before, and I've used a few other different things in Kittle. But there's another site. It's called DesignBundles.net that has like an experimental AI thing. If you don't want to pay for a subscription, go on there and play with it. And you can generate different things. I mean, if you're just getting into it and you don't know what you're doing and you don't want to pay anything, go on DesignBundles.net and click on their AI thing and just play with it. It's free.
Yeah, you can actually do this with Gemini or ChatGPT too.
Yeah.
It's limited, and it'll start to throttle you if you do really heavy duty things. But you can do all of these things with any of these engines, right? Because they want you to try them. But I mean, the reason they all have this free tier is because we talk about in lasers, we talk about a race to the bottom. It's the same thing in AI, right? Like Nano Banana is a great example, right? That was something that used to be like $200 a month. Now it's built into every image generation tool, and it's like practically free now. And the reason it's free is because the next generation is on the horizon already, right?
There you go.
Like this here, Travis Mitchell saying, turn down Metal Fab in order to stay free and innovative. Luckily, I have a good Patreon support community.
Yeah.
I got another spam caller.
I don't think I'd turn down a Metal Fab. Selfishly, of course.
Tony said, works both ways. Most help. Some answers questions totally wrong, not even asked. But that's also why I always say too is that when you're purchasing anything, it's nice when they have a great a Facebook following or Facebook group when there's a community, because whether it be a YouTuber, an influencer, or just other people, Facebook members, that community is going to help you, I think, way more than any manufacturer.
Well, it's because if you can sufficiently describe your problem, guaranteed in a community someone else has had that problem.
Yeah,
I mean, you've seen it, right? Like support, company support, they don't really see what people are using their products for. So when you say, hey, I've got this problem, their first reaction is, well, send us a video of it not working. And
yeah, I always like that one.
It's like, how it's not working. How can I send you a video? So, it's like, I have sympathy for people who work in support, because there is just some weird stuff that people can push products into, right? Into some corner. But at the same time, a community is what really makes the difference, I think.
Well, back there,
with your problem.
Chris made a statement that most booth people need a merchandising assistant. And that is absolutely true. There's a lot of people, that can be fantastic makers, good creators, and have no idea how to merchandise anything.
I always say, who the seasoned people are, though, because they stick out so drastically different than the noobs, right? I mean, they got this fancy tent with their name on it. They got banners hanging, like these stretchy banners over the tables, and that has their names on it. They have these nice tables. I mean, they don't look like,
they got tablecloths and
they don't look like, they don't look like some guy with his back of his pickup open and he's like, you want to buy this? It don't look like that.
I see that at shows too. People, where I'm sitting right now, I'm sitting with everything on a plastic table. One of the banquet tables you buy at like Menards. I've got several of them down here. We got printers on them even. But, I see people take them to craft shows. Well, that's fine if they're clean and neat. But if they've been all scratched up and nasty and dirty and, put a tablecloth on it. Cover that crap up,
Right.
You can buy them tablecloths at Dollar Tree for $1.25.
Throw them
when
away.
you get done, throw them away.
Yep. Chris said shipping will cost more than buying locally.
That happens.
Yeah.
Clayton said I won the Arturo 10 from Roger.
Yes, he did. Well, I'm going to have that Mech Pal up here for our 100.
And it changed his life. Look, now he owns a 3D printer and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm sure he thanks you for making him spend all that money.
Yeah, I sent him right down the rabbit hole. Yeah, we're going to put that Mech Pal up here for our 100th live stream. So
I should do a Canadian giveaway as well. There's a few Canadians out there.
You keep saying this, Steve. So you got.
Well, it's just I gotta go and get them out of storage and sort them out, right? Like I have a longer Nano Pro. Actually, I think I have a Duo as well. I should give one of those away.
There you go.
I do have a snap maker, whatever, their 3-in-1 tool. I would give that to anybody who wants to come and pick it up, because that thing annoys the crap out of me. It takes so much space and it's so heavy.
Clayton said use the Arturo laser daily. Very cool.
That's a good deal. Well, I'll get that Mech Pal out. I'll get that Mech Pal out again, and it's a good laser. Because it's a 10 watt, I don't use it much. It's great for engraving. If you want to do a lot of cutting, it's not the ideal thing for it. But I'll shoot a little bit of video on it, and once I get a new video switcher, because mine took a crap, I will have a video on here for you. You can see it in action.
Yeah. Look at the Roadcaster.
Well, I'll do 4K though. So.
Well, I know, but do you shoot in 4K?
Always.
Yeah. See, that's my problem too. I shoot 4K.
Well, even tonight I'm shooting a 4K, but I'm downgrading to 1080 for the upload.
Yeah, well, yeah. You get whatever StreamYard gives you too.
Yeah.
Everything here is 4K, but
StreamYard's doing 4K now. They upgraded.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
I don't have 4K yet. I can.
I don't have that. I don't have that option yet.
I did briefly a while back, but now it's still only 1080.
Yeah, 1080p is the highest I can get.
Might have to check the settings and make sure something goofy didn't get changed. Chris said, I found the AI tend to be niche based and may only be good at one art, research, etc.
Yeah.
I forget the name. I just signed up for this thing. It's like 45 different AIs. So, and I just said about AI tools.
But the advantage of the 45 AI engines is to address this comment, right? Like
Yes.
each engine is particularly good at one
Yes.
thing usually, right?
Right.
So if you
And
got 40 of them, odds are good you're going to find something that can handle what you're asking.
And to take that a little bit further, I had to do one here very recently, and getting back to the moose again, which I'm heavily involved in. They have a pool league, so they wanted to have tumblers with people's names on them of a moose shooting pool. You know how hard that is to do in AI? I went through 3 different places before I finally found one I liked. To get a moose to hold a cue stick and shoot pool is complicated.
Wow. They don't have opposable thumbs or
Yeah.
or fingers.
They do have hooves. Yeah, Steve's got a garage full of lasers, so there you go.
I have, well, yeah, all the ones I have in my shop are actually things I use. But I have a bunch in storage too that are like review units and things that, oh, I mean, I've given quite a few of them away, sold a couple.
Okay, Steve, so what is your go-to laser? Your daily user?
The one I use the most is probably the X-Tool P2S.
What about you, Roger?
X-Tool S1, longer B1, longer Ray 5, out of stack A30.
My go-to dial is the longer B1, and my fiber is the 60-watt MOPA.
Well, my CO2 would be my Monport K40. But that's only for clear acrylic.
I don't use the CO2 as often as I'd like to.
I don't even have a diode laser in my. Well, I do. I have the longer or the X-Tool D1 Pro 40 watt hanging on the wall. It's wall art.
I think I might use the CO2 laser more often if I had a bigger bed.
Yeah, but once you have a CO2, a MOPA fiber, and a UV laser, you don't really need a diode laser anymore, right?
Right.
Well, I also use the Ortur LM3. In fact, it's sitting on my shot table right now.
I can't believe that thing's still running. That's vintage now.
It's just a workhorse. It just does it.
You're up, Steve.
With diode lasers, the color changes due to the amount of heat retained while the job is running. Yeah, but the problem is the amount of heat that can be retained depends on the composition of the material. So
yeah, I'd say it's so inconsistent with cheap stainless.
I mean, it's like diode lasers, they end up being a bit subtle to stainless steel, right? So the stainless steel can go either way whenever you're engraving it. Unlike I mean, the 100-watt MOPA laser I have, there's nothing subtle about that, man. If you want blue, it's going to give you blue, and it doesn't matter what the material does from a composition perspective.
Tim said the great thing about it getting a CNC is when it can plane down all the dialed mistakes on wood ice and saves up.
There you go.
Yeah. A sander can do that too, as long as you don't go too crazy. Clayton said, "Aloha! Don't forget to smash that like button."
You know what drives you nuts is when you put a sheet of 1/4-inch plywood in and you think you got the right settings, and you do a very long, intricate cut, and it cuts about 95%. Then you got to sand the hell out of the back to get the pieces to fall out.
That's why I said about it. That's why I said about the when people are asking me, "Hey, what settings are you using on the longer B1?" Because I was cutting straight through the cedar fence pickets, and I was like, "Look, man, just cut it in 3 passes." And the reason is because I'm not like gonna make this video like these guys cutting 2x4s. The only reason my longer B1 can cut it like that is because that cedar picket fence has been drying in my basement for months. If I go pull that off the shelf, Menards, all the humidity, moisture, water that's in that is not gonna happen. Or you're gonna have random spots. It'll be perfect, and you have a random spot didn't cut through, and you'd be so mad because you picked it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
ordinary woodworkers say that's what they make straws for soup. Yeah, because my hands would shake so bad I could not eat soup at all. And if you want to really be entertained, watch me try to eat peas with a spoon. Because by the time the spoon got to my mouth, there might be one pea left on it.
So
Glad
glad
the
the meds are
meds are working. And if anybody is wondering what I'm taking, it's called Primadone. And it was actually made for people that have epileptic seizures. But I'm on a very, very low dose of it. And they found that stops essential tremors. God, I wish I would have known that years ago. Of course, this wasn't around years ago either.
Probably a new drug. Here, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show Roger an image here. Oh. There you go, Roger. There's your moose playing pool.
Yep.
He doesn't have thumbs, so he can't really hold the cube. But...
He's missing a foot.
Oh, he
he's
is
not.
missing a foot.
No, he's not.
Oh no, he's not. No, he's not. That's
There's a foot on
the
the chair rung.
Oh, okay. I see. The stool.
Yeah.
It's the net. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did one with another one with a moose playing golf, and it only had 5 legs.
Well, this is what makes Nano Banana different, right? Like if you generate these things with any other engine, you're going to get people with weird deformities. Or, I mean, you couldn't even describe this to ChatGPT image generator. Like I've never seen a bad hand or something generated with Nano Banana. It knows people have 5 fingers, right? That's just on each hand. It's just how it is.
I'll check it out. I haven't used it, to be honest. Sanders Laven Graven said, I did a mini photo session last week at the beach with some families. Nothing better in the world to see these kids' reactions. I've done a few Zoom calls as well. Yeah, we might have to have
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to pass something else along, I did a photo session here last week at an event. I guess I better not say what the event was, but people said, can I have that picture? And I says, well, I tell you what. I said, let me put it on a coffee mug. So I took her picture, put it in a coffee mug. Now everybody wants one.
There you go.
You still got that picture you took? Yeah. Can you put it on a mug for me? Yeah. So,
there you go.
Of course, another project I don't really have time for, but I'll get it done. And it makes, it's a keepsake for families with their kids, and it's it's a great niche. If you were into sublimation and have the equipment for it, and can transfer photos and things like that as keepsakes, people just love them.
I thought it was funny, Roger. We're talking about coasters. My sister owns a catering company, and she posted a picture of a coaster I made for her with our Ramirez family coat of arms on it. And she was drinking a beer, and she had set her coaster on it. Well, guess what large corporations do to catering companies? They buy food. So because she posted that, I had attorney firms and all kinds of companies reaching out to me. So that was kind of cool. Like, never thought I'd be selling something to an attorney, right? That's just not my niche at all. So there you go.
B2B, man, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, it works, and I do it all the time.
Yeah, me too.
And as
90%.
as you pointed out, so many times it happens by accident. You're not intending to sell that. Another thing that came up last weekend, my last weekend here was my 50th class reunion.
Nice.
And they oh God, the name tags they passed out for us had our high school picture on it.
That's funny.
I had hair.
No, we got to see this.
You wondered who that guy was?
We got to see this. Nancy said, Nano Banana and Kiddo is amazing. I have 4 custom designs for birthday themed customers. Requested the 10 minutes for all of them.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
So this is the big thing with Nano Banana, right? This is that next generation of image generation. Like all the previous image generators would take a minute to generate something. This thing, 15 seconds is a long one. 10, 15 seconds. Like it's crazy.
I'm gonna have to try it.
And you get way better images.
Yeah, it is a fantastic generator.
Yeah. Now the scary thing is, you never know if something's generated anymore. Well, you're pretty sure a moose isn't playing pool, but because there's wine glasses on the table. But
nothing wrong with that.
Actually, they're beer glasses, I guess. But yeah, it's just crazy. Chris knows fourth.
So now you're making me feel.
Chris says fourth. Now you're making me feel old and ancient. Oh, see, this is the interesting thing about things like Kittle, right? Like web services. I would say, what version of Google do you use?
Right. Yeah, it's whatever is with me with Kittle. It's whatever is the most current.
Yeah, so I do have I do have early access to a lot of stuff Kittle works on, just because I like making videos on it, and I tend to say good things, so they let me have an early glance. But everything there is the same as Kittle eventually, anyway.
Jay Cloudfeather has a comment here. It says, we kind of went in this earlier in the live. It says, what are your thoughts on a 2-tree 650? I believe that's a new red one they have. That's like the new upgraded version. The one thing that we're saying is just be realistic, have realistic expectations for one on the motor size and really what you're going to cut in your the depth. Not saying you can't do thicker wood. You're just going to have to back down the settings a little more, right? It doesn't have a huge spindle like behind me right now.
Instead of 5 passes, you might make 8 passes, right?
Right. And then obviously just the footprint, the size of the table. And as long as you have realistic expectations with those factors right there, I don't think you're buying anything to fail, because you know what you're buying.
Yeah. I mean, you don't expect a 2-trees CNC to be running 24/7 on, on cutting aluminum or something. It's just not gonna. It's not designed for that.
Right.
But if you're looking for something that can do hobby things, certainly teach you, these are okay. Like they're certainly better than most of those 3018s.
Yeah, and not super hard materials.
Yeah. I mean, plywood, MDF is actually really nice to CNC. It's dusty, but you get good results.
Right. We said, have any of you seen the? I don't even know what this is.
Tyvek K1.
Tyvek K1. It's another one of these monster laser CNC things.
It's on Kickstarter now. CO2 with glass tube mounting and the gantry.
Oh yes, This one is the enclosed. Basically, what they've done is they've taken all the dangerous parts of a CO2 laser and they put them in the gantry and enclosed it all, and then the outside of it moves like a diode laser. So it's a CO2 laser, but it's weird. Like, it looks like a diode laser.
A few less mirrors.
Well, there's probably no fewer mirrors, but it's all, the distance between all the mirrors is certainly compressed.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to align something like that, but
yeah, all enclosed may be a pain. Nancy said, "Dewey, you're funny. I never hide from the group. People are awesome." Nancy, thank you for joining the live. She's a long time subscriber. She's one of our early on Shop Talk Live subscribers, so very cool.
Now, Chris, I think you see a moose playing a swimming pool. I haven't thought about that one. Of course, our moose life doesn't have a swimming pool, but.
So Nancy is asking if I'm going to get an X-Tool P3. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't on the early run, so who knows?
I got asked about it, and I said sure, but then I never heard anything back.
Yeah, they got really pinched down budget-wise on the number of review units. That's why there's only like 3 people out there who have them.
I think the tariffs might have something to do with that.
Yeah, I think it's part of that. Although they can send me anything without paying tariffs. So without any of us paying tariffs.
Different story.
Looks like we're at time, so we'll go ahead and wrap up some of these questions here you guys have left. So if you do have any questions, try to give them in the comments right below, and we'll try to get to them before we end the live.
Okay, so ordinary woodworker is saying my go-to laser is the X-Tool S140 watt. And yes, I have one of those.
Yep.
I think
it's a
it's
good
used
laser.
almost daily. My CO2, my Monport 80 watt, 24 by 36, and he has big jobs. There you go.
Yep. And that's why I tend to use CO2 lasers more, because most of my jobs are either things I got to get done quickly, that's the P2S, or things that are big, and that's my DIY one that I built.
So those who are not aware, Nancy at times has issues with aligning a CO2 laser mirrors. So she's asking, ordinary woodworker, by any chance, are you near Miami, Florida? Opposite side of the country, he's in Portland, Oregon. So
Yeah, that's a little bit further away.
Jeez, I'm closer than that.
I beat her to the punch. Said, "Oh wow, needed someone near me to help sign up the Monport 90 watt."
Why don't you go down to Florida, Rick? Take the family down and go to the beach. And
Wasn't everybody just down in Florida at some big convention not too long ago?
I wasn't.
Should have made. What was the convention they invited us to that everyone was overseas? And we're like, I told you guys about it.
Oh,
I can't
IFA,
remember.
like the one in Berlin.
Yeah, give us $5,000 to go and cover our trip expenses. I didn't want to go. I said the only way I'd go if you guys went with me.
Yeah, I would have. It just the timing was bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't fly over there by myself.
Well, my thing is I could go because I'm a caregiver for my wife, so I can't.
Yeah, I get it, but I just thought it was weird to go by myself. But if you guys would have went, I would have went for sure. So, Steve, you're up.
Chris is giving me some kudos for my nano banana video. So the video itself is not impressive. What it is showing there is actually pretty impressive. Like, it's definitely cool. I had to do one of me sitting on an iceberg while the Titanic sails by. I was looking for something just out of the ordinary, so that was the first thing I tried.
Ordinary woodworker said, Nancy, the hardest part about sending from Monport is aligning the mirrors, and once it's done, it works flawlessly. Knock on wood, I've never had an issue with aligning the mirrors.
Well, all you need is a roll of masking tape.
Yeah, well, 90 watt, you need something a little thicker than masking tape. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Rich.
we got a whole lot of hey Riches. Hey Rich, hey Rich, hey Rich. Evening all. You caught us here at the live, but as I say, better late than never. Thank you for jumping in, Rich. Yeah. Everyone's saying hello. You want to read this one, Steve?
Remember, Tyvok has 3 other Kickstarters over the last 4 years. None of them went further than that.
Oh,
yeah, that's the concern, right? Is, if you're nervous about Kickstarter at all, then don't put any money down.
So if you put money down, it never comes out. You're just SOL.
You could be.
They don't refund you.
No.
Oh.
It's like you're basically paying for some development, and if it didn't work out, well, the money's spent, right? Maybe, or some guy's living in Brazil now.
It's definitely a gamble.
Yeah. Redu said, Luigi Hobby Guy, I didn't know that. I was planning on getting one. Just thought it was new/weird. Yeah.
Well,
it's both of those. Yeah, it's it's touch and go, right? Like I'm about to review a 3D printer, this carbon fiber one that is going to Kickstarter. Now, I wouldn't have ordinarily paid too much attention, but this startup is owned by a big industrial carbon fiber 3D printer company that prints for like the auto industry and the aircraft industry and stuff. So they're, I would say safer. They could still not ship, but they seem committed.
Yeah, Rich is saying they sent me the M1 Spider 3 years ago during the Kickstarter, then the Kickstarter failed. Well, that'll happen.
So now you have a collector's item, Rich.
Yeah.
It's a one-off. It's like a concept vehicle.
Oh yeah, it's worth millions.
What do they say? It's only worth what someone's willing to pay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'd be surprised.
Well, guys, Preach
Go ahead.
time
Wait.
there.
We're way over
Yeah.
time. Look at that. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
We even
Yeah,
started early.
I'm gonna fall asleep.
We're 10 minutes over. So thank you everyone for joining. Appreciate it. See you on the next live. Keep in mind, on 100 live, we are doing the laser giveaway that Roger volunteered to the group. And again, if you're not already a member, make sure that you do join our Facebook group. You guys want to say anything on the closeout?
The only thing I want to say, Rich put one more comment in if I offered him $1 million. No, I didn't. That's what you need to ask for it. So otherwise, see you all next week.
Yeah. We'll see everybody next week, hopefully.
Thanks. Bye.
Take care.